Her name was Meera. A quiet girl with soft eyes and a heavy heart, she had always felt like a misplaced word in the sentence of her small town. When she turned 23, she packed a single bag, wrote a note to no one in particular, and left with nothing but her camera and an ache she couldn't name. She wandered through forests so dense, the sun barely whispered through the leaves. She crossed cities where no one knew her name, and somehow that anonymity felt more comforting than the familiar smiles she never trusted back home. In the hills of Himachal, she stayed with a family who didn't speak her language but offered her tea, warmth, and silence. It was there, under the stars, she wept for the first time in months. Not from sadness, but from relief. She realized some people are kind not because they know your story, but because they believe every soul deserves peace. One evening, while hiking a remote trail, a storm rolled in. The path turned slick, and she slipped, her ankle twisted, and there was no signal on her phone. Hours passed. Fear wrapped around her tighter than the cold. Then a shepherd boy with a crooked smile appeared, offering help with a hand stained in sheep's wool and earth. He said little, but carried her to his village miles away. She never knew his name. In Kerala, a woman in a coastal town showed her how to cook fish curry, laughing at Meera's clumsy hands. In Ladakh, a monk spoke to her about attachment, then pointed at the mountains and said, "Even they change." She learned that solitude wasn't emptiness, it was spaciousness. And danger wasn't always a warning. Sometimes it was a reminder of her strength. Years later, when she finally returned home, someone asked, "Did you find what you were looking for?" Meera smiled. A gentle curve full of storms survived, and joy tasted in teaspoons. "I didn't find answers," she said, "but I stopped asking the wrong questions." Message: true journeys are not always about places. They're about returning to yourself, softer, wiser, and open to wonder.